If you've done any remote work, you know the drill. You've basically lived in virtual meetings. It's how everything gets done. But for all their convenience, let's be honest, they often fall flat. So why do they miss the mark so often? And what would it take to build a virtual meeting that actually feels, human? Let's dive in and explore a total reimagining of the virtual workspace. It's the question, right? The one we've all muttered to ourselves after a back-to-back day of calls. Why do I feel so completely wiped out and disconnected? Is it just me, or is there something fundamentally broken with how we're doing this? On the left, you see the frustration. We all know this picture. It's cluttered, people are just tiny boxes, and the tech feels like it's in the way. But on the right, that's the possibility. A seamless, immersive space where technology actually helps you connect instead of getting in the way. So the big question is, how do we get from the picture on the left to the one on the right? Well, first, let me give you a bit of good news. If you find video meetings to be a total drag, it's not you. It's really not. The source material for this explainer makes it clear that it's actually a whole series of widespread technical and design failures that have somehow become the default setting for everyone. Okay, so it all starts the moment someone hits share screen. You know what happens next? Instantly, every single person on the call gets shrunk down to a tiny, unrecognizable thumbnail on the side of the screen. I mean, this scene is instantly familiar, isn't it? We have all been in this meeting. But really look at those little boxes. Can you read anyone's body language? Can you tell who's excited about an idea or who's totally confused? Nope. When people are reduced to just a few pixels, building any kind of real human connection becomes next to impossible. And then there's the audio nightmare. We've gotten so used to bad audio that we kind of just accept it, but our brains don't. It's exhausting to process. And the main culprit is usually those tabletop microphones that are just sitting there, picking up every single sound you don't want to hear. Does any of this sound familiar? That constant echo where you hear yourself talk. That weird hissing sound in the background. The person typing so loud it sounds like thunder. And of course the classic, hey, Bob, you're on mute. All these little things, they just pile up, creating confusion and completely killing the flow of any conversation. Beyond just what we see and hear, there's a deeper issue here. It's about trust. In any real conversation, eye contact is absolutely key to building a connection. But most video meetings force this weird bird's eye view where the camera is looking down on everybody. It makes real eye contact impossible, and without us even realizing it, it subtly chips away at the trust between people on the call. And here's the thing, none of these issues happen in a vacuum. The tiny video, the terrible audio, the awkward camera angles, they all feed into each other to create this fundamentally flawed and honestly super exhausting experience. It's like a cascade of small failures that leads to one big one. So, just to sum it all up, here are the top 5 meeting killers we're dealing with. Number 1, tiny, unrecognizable faces. 2, poor, distracting audio. 3, awkward camera angles that prevent eye contact. 4, bad lighting that casts weird shadows on everyone. And 5, a total lack of tools that let people actually interact with each other. All right, we've laid out all the problems. Now, for the fun part, let's explore the solution. We're going to look at a completely new way of thinking about collaboration, where the meeting is truly reimagined right from the very beginning. Now, this isn't some futuristic concept drawing. This is a real room, and it just shows you what's possible when you start by designing for people, not just for technology. Just look at the clean lines, the integrated screens, the way everyone is seated. The tech is powerful, for sure, but it's not in your face. It's a space that's built for actual human interaction. The core idea behind all of this is called immersive telepresence. Now, that sounds like a super fancy term, but the goal is actually really simple. Use technology to make it feel like everybody is in the exact same room, sharing the same space. It's all about enabling communication that feels real, that feels true to life. So, how much better is this experience, really? Get this. In these immersive systems, the people calling in from remote locations can appear on screen anywhere from 9 to 27 times larger than on a normal video call. Just let that sink in for a second. We're going from a postage stamp-sized thumbnail to a nearly life-size presence. That's a game changer. So what do these rooms actually look like? Come on, let's take a quick visual tour to see the variety and the scale of these next-generation collaboration spaces. And the key thing to see here is how scalable this is. The same ideas can be applied to completely different kinds of rooms. On the left, you've got a setup for a high-end executive office, perfect for those small, critical meetings. And on the right, a gigantic seminar hall designed to train hundreds of people at once. The principles are the same, just applied on a totally different scale. Every little detail in here is on purpose. See that U-shaped table? That's not just a design choice, it's a solution to a very human problem. It makes sure that every single person in that room can clearly see the main screens and every other person at the table. No one has to crane their neck. Plus, it hides all the messy cables, embedding the tech right into the furniture. It's brilliant. And what holds all of this together is a design philosophy the source material calls FAST. The tech has to be functional. It has to serve a clear purpose. It has to be aesthetic, creating a professional, clean environment. It has to be simple, so simple that anyone can walk in and use it without reading a manual. And finally, it has to be trustworthy. It just works every single time. Okay, so we've seen some seriously impressive tech, but the final point here is maybe the most crucial one. This isn't just about having better gadgets. It's about the real-world impact that this kind of technology can have on people and on the business itself. And this quote from the source material really just hits the nail on the head. The whole point of all of this is to empower people, to get rid of all the friction and frustration so they can work together better and get things done faster. Because think about it, when your meetings are actually effective, you make decisions faster. When your communication is crystal clear, innovation just happens. When training is more engaging, people actually learn more. This is about creating a space where big ideas can be turned into bold actions without all the usual delays. Ultimately, it's about making your entire organization more nimble, more agile. You know, like a cheetah. It's about having the speed and the flexibility to react to new challenges and grab new opportunities in a world that, let's face it, is not slowing down. And that leaves us with one final big idea to think about. For years, we've been trying to adapt the way we work to the limits of our technology. But what if the technology got so good that it could truly eliminate the friction of distance? What if it could create a genuine feeling of being there? What does the future of work actually look like then? What new possibilities open up when our physical location is no longer a barrier to true human collaboration?